We are horrified by last night's Israeli airstrikes and shelling in Gaza, which killed hundreds, according to the Ministry of Health in the Strip. This will add tragedy onto the tragedy. The last 18 months of violence have made abundantly clear that there is no military path out of this crisis.
The Israeli military reportedly hit residential buildings, schools, IDP camps, a trend that has been documented extensively by our office since October 2023. We're again seeing the scenes of mutilated bodies of children and bodies wrapped in shrouds. The Israeli military also issued a displacement order from several parts of Gaza, indicating a return to a pattern which led to the forced displacement of 90% of the Palestinian population in Gaza, often several times. The situation is compounded by the blockade of Gaza. For over 2 weeks now, Israel has closed all crossings and prevented the entry of humanitarian aid, fuel, and other supplies. We're also concerned about reported plans to cut off the little that remains of water supply. Israel is taking serious and accelerated steps to annex more and more parts of the occupied Palestinian territory in violation of international law. In the West Bank, settlements are expanding at an alarming rate. This is coinciding with a series of legislative and policy steps that are increasingly allowing for land appropriation from Palestinians and further facilitating the extension of Israeli sovereignty and laws over the West Bank. The rampant, forcible displacement of Palestinians from their homes and lands in the West Bank further exacerbates the situation. We're witnessing a violent and ever-expanding Israeli operation that started last January in the northern parts of West Bank, particularly in Jenin, Tulkarem, and Tubas. This operation has so far killed 59 Palestinians, displaced tens of thousands, and emptied the entire refugee camps. Displacement is further fueled by continuously increasing home demolitions and evictions, settler violence that can no longer be separated from state violence, and daily appropriation of Palestinian land on alleged security grounds, only to be later allocated to serve settlers.
No fuel and no aid have entered Gaza since the beginning of March. Fewer ambulances are able to operate, and this morning's bombardment has seen ambulances responding across the entire Gaza Strip, which means fuel supplies have plummeted further.
Secretary General is shocked by the Israeli airstrikes in Gaza, in which a meaningful number of civilians have been killed. He strongly appeals for the ceasefire to be respected, for unimpeded humanitarian assistance to be reestablished, and for the remaining hostages to be released unconditionally.